The Lord be with you. I'm Deacon Keith Fournier, and our first reading is from the first letter of the Apostle Paul to the Thessalonians. We want you to be quite certain, brothers, about those who have fallen asleep, to make sure that you do not grieve for them as others do, who have no hope. We believe that Jesus died and rose again, and that in the same way, God will bring with him those who have fallen asleep in Jesus. We can tell you this from the Lord's own teaching, that we who are still alive for the Lord's coming will not have any advantage over those who have fallen asleep. At the signal given by the voice of the Archangel and the trumpet of God, the Lord himself will come down from heaven. Those who have died in Christ will be the first to rise, and only after that shall we who remain alive be taken up in the clouds together with them to meet the Lord in the air. This is the way we shall be with the Lord forever. With such thoughts as these, then, you should encourage one another. And our response is from Psalm 96. Sing a new song to Yahweh. Sing to Yahweh all the earth. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvels to every people. Great is Yahweh, worthy of all praise, more awesome than any of the gods. All the gods of the nations are idols. It was Yahweh who made the heavens. Let the heavens rejoice and earth be glad. Let the sea thunder and all it holds. Let the countryside exult and all that is in it, and all the trees of the forest cry out for joy at Yahweh's approach. For he is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world with saving justice and the nations with constancy. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Jesus came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day as he usually did. He stood up to read, and they handed him the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. Unrolling the scroll, he found the place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, for he has anointed me to bring the good news to the afflicted. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives, sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, to proclaim a year of favor from the Lord." He then rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the assistant, and sat down. And all eyes in the synagogue were fixed on him. Then he began to speak to them. This text is being fulfilled today, even while you are listening. And he won the approval of all, and they were astonished by the gracious words that came from his lips. They said, "This is Joseph's son, surely." But he replied, "No doubt you will quote me the saying, 'Physician, heal yourself,' and tell me, 'We have heard all that happened in Capernaum. Do the same here in your own country.'" And he went on, "In truth, I tell you, no prophet is ever accepted in his own country. There were many widows in Israel, I can assure you, in Elijah's day, when heaven remained shut for 3 years and 6 months, and a great famine raged throughout the land. But Elijah was not sent to any of these. He was sent to a widow in Zarephath, a town in Sidonia. And in the prophet Elisha's time, there were many suffering from virulent skin diseases in Israel. But none of these was cured, only Naaman the Syrian." When they heard this, everyone in the synagogue was enraged. They sprang to their feet and hustled him out of the town, and they took him up to the brow of the hill their town was built on, intending to throw him off the cliff. But he passed straight through the crowd and walked away. The Gospel of the Lord.